Hello everyone! Welcome back to a new episode of Aarin's Take on Next Play. Today I'll be talking about the 2026 NBA playoffs. So the playoffs have been so exciting with buzzer beaters, head storylines, and many more things. And today I'll be talking about the semifinals and also the teams in round one also, and what they did to compete their best and what they did to go to the semifinals. So first off, we have the Knicks versus the 76ers in the second round, where the Knicks played the Hawks in the first round, and they won in 6 games, 4-2. So just to tell you, it's out of a 7-game series, so first to 4 games wins. And so that means the Knicks won 4-2, and I think the big highlight was Game 6, the last game to close it out. The Atlanta Hawks were up 9-11, and then the Knicks just put on a 63-11 run. That means the Hawks only scored 11 points, and then the Knicks only then automatically scored 63 points out of nowhere, and that caused it to be a 50-point game. At halftime, it was 47 points, and that's just crazy. Like, having such a big lead. It was 83-36. Like, think about that. And also, I want to say Karl-Anthony Towns was really good and efficient in the series. He had 2 triple-doubles. Also, his playmaking was improving also, I think. Now let's get to Philly. And the 76ers upset the Celtics. And the Celtics lost in a Game 7, 4-3. And the Celtics were, in Game 1, they won by 32. And then the 76ers came back in Game 2, and they won. Then it was back to the Celtics in Philadelphia, and they won again. And then they won again. And then the 76ers, they played the Celtics both games, and then they both won. One in Philly and one in Boston. Both huge upsets, and they forced a Game 7. And in Game 7, I think the third and fourth quarters are what really changed it all. It was very close. They didn't even have Jason Tatum playing that game. But I think when Joel Embiid came back in Game 4, he just powered back through. He did look like he got a few injuries every few plays, it looked like. But after having multiple injuries, especially, he's very prone to those. But he managed to do very well. He had multiple games where he scored 30 or more points. And the 76ers really upset the Celtics, as the Celtics were the number 2 seed and the 76ers were the number 7 seed. So from the play-in tournament. And this is historic. I mean, coming back 3-1. That's very hard, winning 3 games in a row. So shout out to the 76ers. But currently, the Knicks are playing the 76ers, and the New York Knicks are dominating. They're up 3-0. And the Knicks in Game 1, it was just similar to the Hawks versus Knicks game in Game 6, but not as many points, but they won by 39 points, 137-98. This was powered by Jalen Brunson's 30-ball, also Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. Same with OG Anunoby, who scored 19 points and 7 for 8 from the field, which was amazing to see. And they really powered through. Game 2, it was also close. Philly was really up the whole game. And then I think it was just the fourth quarter where everything came back, where the Knicks outscored them 19-12. And that's what really caused them to win, especially some clutch buckets from Jalen Brunson. And then Game 3, the Knicks won 108-94. Same with the second half. I think that really helped. And I think the 76ers just couldn't handle the Knicks defense. And that's really what's helped the Knicks towards the less scoring to their opponents. Because they led Philly to back-to-back games with less than 102 points, which is actually very good to see with the defense. Multiple blocks, steals, and all the defense was just coming through. And as of now, the Knicks have just beaten the 76ers by 30 points, again, 144 to 114. And then I think it was just from the start to the finish. I mean, the whole game, the Knicks were just dominating. And at one point, they were up 44 points. And they kind of just had multiple players on the back of the bench playing in the whole fourth quarter. So that really showed. It was a big blow up in Philadelphia. So basically, the Knicks have won 7 straight games in a row in the playoffs, and they won 4-0. So that means the 76ers didn't win a single game in that. And the Knicks are heading to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's first basically the round 1, then there's the semifinals, which is this one, and then the Eastern Conference semifinal, the finals. And if you win that, they call it you win that conference. You just beat every team in that conference, which means you're heading to the finals. And whoever wins the finals will win the trophy. So I think the Knicks have a good way to get it. But also we have another matchup, which is the Cavaliers versus the Pistons. This is a really powerful, and both teams are fighting very hard. Especially James Harden is known for not having good playoff stats. He's been in the playoffs every year in his career, 17 straight years. So but in round 1, the Cavaliers played the Toronto Raptors. The Cavaliers won in 7 games, 4-3. This was also powered by James Harden, but before this Game 7, James Harden had multiple games with more turnovers than field goals, which is not what you want to see. People say he disappeared in the playoffs, but he really fought, and he played very well in Game 7. And I think it was also the Cavaliers' defense, especially with Jarrett Allen as the center, and then he was dominating, and then Evan Mobley, because it was a 19-point game, and then outscored by 19 the Raptors. So then the Cavs tied it all up, and then they just closed it out, and that caused them to win. Also, the Pistons played the Magic, so it was the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. And the Magic put up a really good fight. They were up 3-1. And this was not good for the Pistons because as a number 1 seed, they needed to do something fast. So I think it was Cade Cunningham and also Tobias Harris being a good scorer. Because also Cade Cunningham was having some turnover struggles also. He was doing lots of assists, but he was struggling with the turnovers. So Tobias Harris was also one of their main scorers. He had multiple 30-point games, especially in that Game 7. He dominated. And the Pistons won 3 games in a row, and they won in Game 7, winning 4-3. So now the Cavaliers are playing the Pistons. It's a battle right now. The Pistons are up 2-1. The Pistons won their first 2 games. And then the highlight, I think, is Game 3. Cleveland upset them 116-109. This was also because of James Harden. He had 9 fourth-quarter points, including 2 clutch floaters, a mid-range shot, and then he all of a sudden hit basically the dagger, which is a way they say to close the game off. He just hit a 3, and it made it a 4-point game, so with a few seconds left, and the Pistons couldn't hold back, so they lost by 7. I think Cade Cunningham has been very good, especially that he posted a triple-double, 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. He's very known for that, and he's very good at that. But right as of now, they're putting up good fights, both teams, and we'll see tomorrow how both teams will do and how will they respond. I'm wondering what Detroit will do, especially that they're going to be in the Cavalier Stadium in Ohio. So I want to know what it takes for them to win Game 4 and what their rotation is going to be with their players. They're known for making some changes, especially JB Bickerstaff is good at that. So we'll see what really happens. And now let's move on to the Western Conference. So the Thunder in the semifinals are right now playing the Lakers. And OKC is in full control right now. But let's start in the first round with the Thunder. So the Thunder, the 1 seed, played the 8 seed Suns, and they swept them. This is the back-to-back years where they swept teams. And this is also, they were just dominating every game. I mean, it was just that second half for each game where they kept on hitting their shots, and they were just hitting from everywhere, especially from three. They have so many good scorers, and Shea also was doing very well. He scored 42 points one game, and he shot 83% from the field, which is amazing to see him do, scoring 42 points. And you don't really see that often. I mean, 15 for 18, that's very good. And the Lakers played the Rockets. Many people thought that the Rockets were going to win this series, especially that Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, both their best players, 2 of their 3 best players, were out. And this is a big problem for them. But Luke Kennard really stepped it up with multiple 25-point games. This powered them to be up 3-0. But then the Rockets scored that they won 2 games in a row. And then it was a game 6. But LeBron, he's been putting up numbers like 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. And then they won in 6 games. A big upset. Especially that both Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic both were not playing at all. It's amazing to see this. And then OKC is right now playing against the Lakers. And they're going to be playing tomorrow also, as OKC is up 3-0. And some big games, Austin Reeves has come back, but he hasn't been shooting very well, especially with the oblique injury he came back from. Still, Luka Doncic isn't there. But game 3 also, which was last game they played, the Thunder blew out the Lakers 131-108, and this was one of the reasons, especially that second half again, where everything was just going on with OKC and LA, as LA was actually up by 2 points at halftime, but then got outscored by 25 at the end till the end of the game, so they lost by 23. Now let's move on to the Timberwolves and the Spurs. I just wanted to say some big games from Wembanyama this whole playoffs. His first playoffs, and it's he's putting up historical stats actually. So let's start with the Timberwolves in the first round. They played the Nuggets, and the Nuggets were the 3 seed and the Timberwolves were the 6 seed. So I'm pretty surprised, especially the Timberwolves were just locking up, playing solid defense on the Denver Nuggets. Like Jokic in one of the games, he shot 1 for 8 in the first quarter, and then he shot 7 for 26 in the game. That's amazing. 19 missed shots forcing them, and also their 3-point shooting was really bad for the Nuggets. And the Timberwolves in one of the games, Dante DiVincenzo tore his Achilles. So, prayers up to him. And you know what's crazy? The zero curse keeps on going on, because ever since 2024, every player that has tore their Achilles in the playoffs or even in the postseason, regular season, their jersey number is number 0. We have Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, and now Dante DiVincenzo. He also wears number 0. So he also got the surgery just 12 hours after. So I hope a quick recovery. And then Anthony Edwards got a bone bruise, but he came back later, a few games later. And in 6 games, the Timberwolves won. And I think also Jaden McDaniels was playing really good defense, locking Jamal Murray up full court. That's really nice to see. And let's go with the Spurs now. The Spurs are the 2nd seed, and they played the 7th seed Trailblazers. Now, the Spurs dominating Game 1. Then they got upset in San Antonio to the Trailblazers. But Wembanyama did get concussed, and it looked like he got knocked out for actually a second. He went down hard, but when you get a concussion, you can't play for the next 48 hours, plus some time to recover. So we had to wait 2 games later. He came back in Game 4, and he was also dominating again, hitting multiple threes, so many blocks, 7 blocks. Think about that. That's really crazy. And the Spurs won in 5 games, 4-1. And this Timberwolves versus Spurs series has been phenomenal. In Game 1, the Wolves really upset the Spurs 104-102. And it was just in the clutch. I mean, both teams. And what's crazy is that Victor Wembanyama, he recorded 12 blocks and a triple-double. That's the most blocks in a single NBA playoff game in history. And this is since blocks have been recorded in 1974. So that is absolutely crazy. And his nickname is the Alien. And he's acting what's going on with his defense? I mean, doing so good while also scoring very well. He's the 4th player also in history since 1974 to have 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks in a game. He's only the 4th player, and this is his first year in the playoffs, and he's very young still. And the Spurs won the next 2 games, and 115-108 in Game 3, and we'll see today actually how the Spurs will do in Minnesota, especially with Anthony Edwards back, and he also had 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. So great to see him back in 40 minutes, which is very good. And I think the keys in these playoffs were Victor Wembanyama, his historical stats. I think the Knicks defense also, like I was saying, and the Thunder's defense, while also maintaining the solid offense. And also the Cavs and Pistons are doing really well in the clutch. I'm excited to see how the rest of these games go. And I really love the playoffs. Especially, it's so exciting to watch these nail-biting. It's so crazy. It's unexpected what's going to happen. It's similar to March Madness, actually, but with more games going on, but similar teams playing against each other. And there's so much to it. And you never know who's going to shine in the game. So that's what I like about the playoffs. I think this was really fun, especially. And I'll see you in the next episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Bye!